Hey guys, today I wanted to try something a little bit different. There are some Halloween bots. And so given that we're coming up on Halloween and chess.com has got these Halloween bots out there, I thought we'd play them and see how we do and see how many we can get through. So uh, let's go give it a shot. All right, so our first chess bot, and actually let me do this. Here, let me do this so I can see it. So our first chess bot here is Martin Lector. So Martin is our 350 ranked player, and so now he is Martin Lector. So we'll go ahead and let's play Martin and see how we do. All right, so we'll start with a standard opening here, nothing too outrageous. Okay, he does that. Let's keep with our Ponziani theme, and let's see how Martin does against the Ponziani. He knows the Ponziani, so that is the best move. I am aware for the Ponziani because that's one that I've been looking at a little bit. And so I believe now our next move is to get the queen over to a4. That's not good. That just hangs a bishop, right? Okay. So I think we have to move this back to our starting square, but that's okay. We're up a piece, right? So, oh no, wait, he can't take with the knight because he has pinned to his king, so we can take this pawn safely. Okay, except that that's not protected. So I think we just can take here. And yeah. Yeah, we can just take. And now, yeah, we can just take this knight over here because he didn't protect it. Come on, Martin. We're threatening the queen. Let's see if he moves the queen. He does know to move the queen. So now I think we'll just we can do a bunch of this. We could just get the bishop. No, we can't. I lied. All right. Well, let's just, I guess, develop. I don't really know here. I mean, we're pretty far ahead with 7 points of material up. So I mean, yeah, I think we just develop and we'll just keep going. All right. So just to keep, well, so now this is attacked here. So I guess we should probably at this point go ahead and take this, and then we can always trade the queens if we need to. Yeah, we'll trade the queens. Oh, and then I guess he does get my knight, but we're still way ahead. I mean, yeah, we're still 7 points up, so that was even. So let's just castle to make this a little bit easier. Okay, not sure what that does. Let's we kind of that might lost a pawn actually, but that's okay. Yeah, Martin's not very good, so I don't think we're gonna have to work too hard to beat him, but we'll see. We might. Okay. On for free. I like our little pieces. I like the skeleton and the pumpkin pieces. It's kind of fun. Let's see. So yeah, this is an unprotected pawn. I think we just go ahead and trade that. We can put a check on here. Take, take. We got a bishop hanging here. Let's see if he ever sees. There, he saw the bishop hanging. Okay. That's good job by Martin. He saw that. That was good. Now we're threatening about to go make a queen here, though. So let's see if he sees that. We can en passant. So if there are any beginners out there and you're not sure what an en passant is, so this is a special move in chess where when a pawn passes, comes up beside you on their first move, comes up beside the opponent's pawn, the opponent pawn has the ability to take that pawn, but like this. Okay, so now he does that, but now, see, we're threatening a queen, so we're not really worried about that pawn. Will he stop the queen? I guess he does have a rook protecting, so we're not actually threatening a queen yet, in theory, but we will be shortly. Let's protect the pawn with the bishop, and then we're going to start probably looking to... Okay, then we'll protect it again here, like this, so that we have two protectors on that pawn. And now, let's bring the other rook. And that forces the king away, right? And now we can either just... I think we can just take a... We can just go ahead and make a queen. He might take, but then we get a free rook. So we'll take a free rook. And let's see how we win this game. It should be pretty simple at this point. Well, let's just have some fun here. Let's see if we can make a queen. Oh, he's just giving me another rook. Oh, Martin Lector. Oh, Martin Lector. All right, so this should be pretty easy to win. Let's we'll get a king in the game. Why not? Try to create some mating threats here. That doesn't really create one. Let's go here and block off the king. This blocks off this diagonal. Wait, hold on. I'm going to do this with the arrows. There we go. Blocks off the king there. He can get away that way, though. All right, so this isn't really quite win yet, but we're well on our way here. So, I mean, I guess if we really wanted to, we could just go make a queen, huh, right? And then that would make it even simpler. Probably completely unnecessary. But, you know, we'll do it anyway because we really just want to, like, go for it here. Okay, so now we just need to break open this, get it out of the way. There's probably simpler ways. I'm probably missing some pretty easy checkmates here. So let me know in the comments if you see, you know, where I should have made a quicker checkmate than what I'm hopefully going to get here shortly. As soon as I break open his structure, and then just start coming in for the mate. We'll go here. We can just do this. I think we're just going to get a ladder mate. Ladder mate coming here. I probably should have had mate by now. I don't know that this is right, but we'll go for it. There's got to be mate. There's mates everywhere, right? Like I just got to like. We go here. He can always move pawns, so we're not worried about a stalemate, which is always good. This is probably mate, right? No, not yet. Not yet. We're almost there. We're almost there, guys. Almost. One more move. It was kind of ugly, but we got there. And we beat Martin Lector. All right. Let's do a new bot. Let's do this next bot is a clown. This is called Check the Clown. He says, "Hiya, I'm Check the Clown." So we're gonna play Check the Clown. He is rated 825, I believe. So it should be a little bit more of a challenge. Let's see if we can beat Check the Clown. He goes with a Karo Khan. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get my pawns developed early. I don't know if we take. I think we'll just develop. Okay, he does take. We'll recapture. Okay, threatening the knights. So we'll. I guess we can protect it like this. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? Okay. Then we'll. We got to keep developing. That's generally, as a 3-digit elo player, we just got to make sure that we always develop. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep developing. Okay, he retreats the bishop. All right, so his comment, just so you know, he's talking over here, Mr. Clown, says, "Honk honk, that's a bozo move, which is a huge compliment. Bozo is a close friend of mine." Alrighty then. Again, just gonna continue developing. Not really gonna. I don't think we're gonna. How about I'll develop it this way? Looks kind of strange having it like this, but that's not protected, is it? I think we can take. Oh, but then he gets the. Okay, so this is the trick. So if I take this, he takes my queen, and then I lose the right to castle. So, I'm actually not going to take there. I'm actually going to go here. And now, I think we can do this because pawn takes, we have the bishop. If we take with the bishop, we unprotect that pawn, but he's got protection in the queen. So I think we can do this. Okay, he takes there. So we take with the bishop. He sees, that's interesting. We should develop this bishop at some point. I don't really have anywhere for it though. Maybe we'll go here, just like a simple move, and we'll get castled, and then we'll kind of see where we need to go from there. I mean, we could trade it with a sacrifice of our pawn structure, because when he takes, then we have to take with this pawn, which kind of damages our structure. Putting two pawns in front of each other is never ideal. We could put the queen, but then we're kind of pinning that knight for a moment, which I think is okay for one move. I think we'll be okay. I don't see any serious, but okay. So he does find a check, but I think we just move back without too much worry. That just hangs a queen. I'm gonna say he's not 825. At least not the 825 I'm used to. If he's just hanging a queen like that, so it does prevent the castle. But I did just completely take his queen. So I think we're in good shape. And he takes that, so we'll take the trade. Just make sure we're not losing our queen. That would be tragic. We now have a threat on this G7 pawn. How many zeros? Look, see how smart I am? Because his rook is then trapped. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And now we just get his rook. And now we just get his horse with a check. This guy was doing all right, but now I feel like he's not all that much better than Martin. I don't know. I'm not too impressed here. I'm we're just gobbling up free pawns, which isn't totally necessary, but it seems reasonable, given that he's down so much material. Let's see if so this threat is now I am putting the queen between the pawn and the king. Let's see if he falls for this, because see if he does that now, I get to move this, and he cannot escape because that bishop cannot protect the king. So now we get the bishop. And now we should just be pretty simply finding a win here at this point. Well, here, let's just give a check and bring him back up. And I think it shouldn't take a whole lot to be mating him at this point. It's almost like there's too many choices here. It's very interesting. We'll just protect our pawn just for fun. Not that it actually matters. All right, now we have to figure out. Now we try how to mate. Like, what's the mating strategy here? I think let's bring the queen over and get in this way. I think because the rook will have to move. Okay, takes, which just loses the rook. And so now well, that doesn't really actually do it yet. Here, let's bring the other rook. And now we can cut off the king because we have it protected. Oh, except we didn't really cut off the king. It was a bit of a lie because he's got that location there. All right, well, we'll just bring the queen in, and I think we should be in pretty good shape here. I mean, how about let's sack the knight. How about that? We'll sack the knight. We'll sack the knight. We didn't need to sack the knight, but we did anyway. It was, why not, right? Okay, this is free. No, it's not. Whoa, I almost lost my queen. I almost hung my queen, guys. I almost took that pawn for the sheer hilarious. Actually, I'm gonna sack the rook though. As one creator would say, the rook. Oh, I can't not sack my rook. It's pinned. He cannot take the rook. See, and the difference is he would have seen that instantly, where it took me a second to realize that that was actually not, in fact, hanging the rook. So yeah, we're and then we can just go for the knight, and he is going to say, I think we have a. So this is interesting. I think we have a discovered checkmate, which is interesting. Where he's not in check, but once we move this bishop, he'll have nowhere to go. So this is actually checkmate by, instead of giving a check, it's actually revealing a check, which is very interesting. That's a very interesting checkmate. I don't think I've had one of those that I can remember. I mean, I'm sure it's maybe happened, but honestly, in like 3 years that I've been playing, I'm not sure I've ever had that. So that was pretty cool. All right, should we try one more? I think we're going to try one more bot. I don't know that we're going to, I mean, maybe we'll, this is the 1300. In theory, we shouldn't beat this bot given our rating, but let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. All right, let's stick with the principal move there. Okay, they go with the perk defense, and I'm just reading that. So if you think I know all these openings and defenses, it's not the case. I'm just reading off the website. All right, so we need to make sure we defend that pawn. Okay. This is interesting. We might be able to. So if we take, and then if they take with the pawn, which is what they'll have to take with, then we actually get we actually can do a queen trade and avoid their ability to castle, which should be an advantage for us. So let's see if that works out. Okay, so no castle, no queens, but also no castling for our opponent. Oh, by the way, I don't think I actually said this. I actually forgot to say the name of this opponent, and I don't even see it. So, oh wait, it's right here. Edith. Edith is our opponent. All right, let's threaten a pawn here. Let's threatening this pawn over here. Successfully defends, which is not surprising. Okay. Develop our bishop. Okay, going for a trade, but this trade, and again, I'm just going by basic principles, is going to double their pawns up, which isn't generally good. So I would think this is a good trade for us. I would think it's a good trade, unless there's something tricky I'm not aware of, but we'll find out if anything. Okay, let's go with our last development. We're also threatening a pawn here. Not last development, last non-rook development, I should say. Okay, so Edith does protect that pawn. So now we can castle while they are not able to castle. Again, I'm like, I feel like, well, I don't know. Do we want to trade both bishops? I feel like we're having an advantage, so I think trade should be okay for us. Let's find out if there's something tricky here. There might be something tricky, but now so now this pawn on e4 is attacked twice, so we need to make sure that we defend it again, which was be bringing the rook out. Okay, moves the king. That's interesting. I think logically we should bring our other rook, right? Cuts off the king, gives us an opening, gives us an open line, I should say, an open file. Edith said, trying to box me in with your rook. Cute. All right, well, we'll see, Edith. I'm liking my position. I don't know what you're doing. Okay. So this pawn looks free right now. Am I wrong here? This pawn on e5 now looks free. Free pawn, I think. Okay. Now we're up material, so now I think a trade also looks okay. So we're really going to an endgame here. We do have to be careful a little about back rank mate, where we cannot let the rook get down to this last file while we don't have any room for a king to move. So I think our next order of business would be to give our king a spot to escape if necessary. Also, if their rook gets down to, oh, I think actually, you know what? Let's go. Oh, that actually is doing exactly what I said we didn't want to do, so we're not going to do that. So we can either trade the rooks or we can make room for our king. But the problem with that, no, I think I'm going to make room for the king first. And if the rook, there's what I expected, the rook comes down, but now, because we have pawn under attack, in order to defend that, we'll go here, and if we have a trade with our knight, if they decide to take it. And if they go to give us a check, then we can just, now we have a spot for the king to get out of the way, so it's not a threat. Okay, so we trade the rooks. We're just up a solid pawn, and now we just have to try to navigate the knights, which is not always the easiest thing, to figure out how to avoid forks. So the logical move here seems to be here. We just have to watch for... Oh, but I see. So now we have two pawns under attack at the same time. So actually, we do not actually maintain that pawn, unless we can figure out some other type of threat. But it would appear that we are going to lose a pawn no matter what we do. So that was very good by Miss Edith. Let's protect this pawn, but we lose this pawn. Oh, she didn't do it. Oh, but she attacked. Okay, I understand. So she attacked that. But that can come back and defend the pawn that's under attack, right? So this comes back and defends the pawn on b2. Okay, she just said, we can't play as well as you old bag of bones. You really should look behind you. I don't see anything. All right. What's next? So let's march our pawn up here. I think that's okay. Okay. And again, we're still up a pawn, so I still am okay with a trade because at some point our pawn advantage should show up, right? In an endgame, like an extra pawn, we should be winning most of the time. Probably not all the time. I know there's situations where that might not be the case. Now maybe we start getting our king involved, although we don't want to allow... Okay, all those checks are no good, so that's okay. I'm going to get our king moving. Once we get to the end game, we generally want to start seeing our king getting into the game because we're going to need it potentially to counter their king and to help protect pawns so that we can try to make a queen or get to a mate. So let's keep pushing. I think that looks safe. Okay. I'm going to keep our king moving. This now, again, I think we're protected from all checking opportunities there. Interesting. I think, actually, I like pushing in this case. Yeah, I'm going to push the pawn. And I'm going to push the pawn again, actually. The only problem is, can I protect... If I push it, then... So if I push that, then she can go there and attack it, and then I won't be able to defend it, right? There's nothing that I can get over there, so that is not a good move. So I think we just defend it here. Okay. So that's why we see why we got the king in the game now? Oh, well, we also have the rook, so the rook. Oh, gosh, I can talk. The knight, guys. I do know my pieces. I know I'm an average chess guy, but I do know the pieces. I promise. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and offer this trade because that's going to get my... Okay. So now the question is, do I bring the king up? I think I take with the knight. Pretty sure. Because that's also threatening... Okay, and now we get another free pawn because... this one was hanging, right? And we're threatening this pawn. So then, okay, she was smart enough to do that, but now we're threatening it again. And I think we just win it. So now we're just eating pawns, and I think we should be able to win easily now. That was probably desperation, although it really wasn't. I don't think it was very smart. So now we should be able to just walk a pawn to queen and win this game and beat what is considered a 1300 bot. So not bad. I really don't think she was playing 1300 though. She did let us get in there pretty easily and win. Did she move? Oh yeah, she did. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't even see it. Okay, there we go. I mean, nothing she can really do there. Now we're just going to be pushing. There's really nothing left. We can defend like this. Everything's defended. This is defended by the knight. Like, there's really nothing that I think she can do. Let's bring the king to keep defending. I guess we'll maintain our knight like this. This should be pretty straightforward. Like, we're just going to keep pushing things up. And she does have a move with a pawn, so we know we're not at risk of a stalemate yet. Oh, we have to be a little bit. So now we have to be a little bit careful about a stalemate because she has no valid pawn moves. And so if we happen to not check the king and the king cannot move anywhere, it is a stalemate, as most of you know. So we'll make sure we are checking the king here. And making sure that we need to make sure that whatever we do, we need to move. So we need to actually let her take this pawn to avoid stalemate because she won't. Oh no, I lied. She can go here. As long as we give her this move to d7. As long as we give her d7, this is not a stalemate. So we can just keep pushing. Okay, I want to make sure we didn't get stalemated. And now we do get our queen. Let's make sure, again, we don't stalemate. No stalemate. Okay, we have a queen. And I'm sure, again, we don't need it, but I think we can safely make two queens. And now this is very, very simple. And again, we have to be a little careful when we do this. We don't check. We're going over to the ladder mate real quick. Is there a faster ladder mate with the queens? We probably must be, right? There must be faster. Hold on. Let's try to make like a smart mate, not just like a whatever mate. Let's see. Like, I think if we go here. We do this first. Then this. That really wasn't. No, I sort of screwed it up. Like, obviously it's no problem, but like, I did sort of screw it up because now she can get away that way. Oh, she went that way anyway. So now we just ladder made it. All right. Well, we did it. We beat a 1300. Don't think she played anywhere near a 1300, but alrighty then. Let's keep going. All right. So our next bot is 1775. So we should not beat this guy, or if we do, they are not rated what they say they are. This is Detective Maya. So let's see what we can do against Maya. All right, let me go back to our other view and let's play. And we are taking white every time, which I guess, probably isn't technically the right thing to do, but I figured especially against these better bots. We've got to. So this is the Sicilian, and you know, I don't know the exact opening, but I'm going to just go ahead and, you know, do what I would normally do. I don't think there's anything too tricky yet, of course. Just develop, get castled super. Oh wait, she's offering a trade already. And again, we're messing up a pawn structure, so like I'm feeling like that's actually fine. Although it does put the pawn more in the middle, which could also be helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and castle and get that out of the way so that we don't mess that up. I often will find myself waiting too long to castle, and then it becomes too late, and then it becomes a real issue. So let's. All right, so now threatening that, so we'll go ahead and defend, threatening that pawn on e4. Okay, gets the knight in. I feel like we should just probably just go ahead and trade and not like try to let that knight in. Is there anywhere for her to go though? Here's no good. Here's no good. Here's no good. Here's no... So I think we can hold off for a move, but it is kind of annoying. It does kind of limit what we can do, but we can go ahead and do this, I think. Okay. So now we can force the issue with this knight, right? Oh, except does that lose a pawn? Wait. We gotta be careful because oh no, that pawn's protected there. Okay, so we're good. That's an interesting move. So I am tempted to just maybe we just start pushing our pawns over here. I think that feels like the right thing to do. This might be over playing our hand a little bit, but I still kind of like pushing this pawn. We're protected, and it's gonna. It does. Ooh, interesting. All right, so now if we take with the queen, is that going to give us a problem? I see this. I realize on b2 there's a hanging pawn. She did not take it. We could bring our rook out. I don't know. That's probably not going to be the best move. Not too sure what is actually going to be the most productive. Maybe we bring the rook to the center, but then we're unprotecting that pawn that we kind of committed. So maybe we have to just... Not sure, guys. I don't want to take too long here for the video, but I do want to understand what would make sense here. All right, maybe this. And then maybe this, because we're protected. Let's see if... I feel like we... Oh, no, that's not going to work. It's not a free pawn, because she does have it protected with the queen. I think at some point we just have to lift this rook, but I don't know. Yeah, let's just bring that rook up and see how that goes. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but I think we're threatening this pawn now on c5, having it. Okay. So that'll be a trade, but now I think I can threaten it a third time. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, almost screwed that up. Okay, but so the only problem is Obviously, the pawn doesn't really. It's not a real threat because she has a pawn protecting. Um, hmm. So let's go back and just do this. Oh, but see now this pawn just keeps hanging. Oh, that was a wait. What did we do? What did I do there? Did I really just hang a piece? Did I really just hang a piece? I really did just hang a piece. Unbelievable. Sorry, I didn't mean to go back. I'll do it again. I'm not going to cheat. Um, well, if we're just going to hang pieces, then we're not going to beat this bot for sure. Let's see. I don't know. We're just kind of trying something now. I'm not sure we're in a position to try and do anything clever at this point. Oh, now we've got the. Yeah, we're just down. We're just down material. And so, unfortunately, I don't know that there's anything we could really do at this point that would be worth anything. I anticipate we're going to be beat here pretty soon. Let's protect, but I don't think it matters. Ha! That was clever. The castle that creates a pin on the or a skewer to the queen there. It's very clever. But what about that? Okay. All right. Well, that was what I had to do there. Yeah, obviously. Um, yeah, there just is not a whole lot here, guys. It's just kind of come to that point where there's not much we can do. Being down so much material just oh, oh, does that work? I guess it works. Oh, I see it now. Wow. Wow. Queen over takes the bishop, and that keeps her 6 points of material. She's probably going to be able to take care of us here, but let's see. Maybe we can go for some kind of crazy draw. I wonder if we can go for some kind of crazy draw. Oh, oh, we're getting destroyed here. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if we could go for some crazy like. So how does the mate work now? Like there's gotta like I gotta see how she does it. So like I don't want her to keep. She doesn't want to keep repeating moves with me because that would just be a draw. Let's see if can we get a draw. That would be so funny. That would be so funny if she just oh okay. That would have been so much fun though. Would have enjoyed that. Ah, so that's the answer. Okay. Yeah, and there just is not anywhere for me to. There's just not anywhere for me to go. So if I could like at least like threaten a pawn, but there's not even really any way for me to do that right now. Everything is 100% protected. I mean, other than like doing like this, but it's just, there's not going to be. So is there any way here we could potentially get some kind of a draw? I don't think so. I think that everything that she's doing here is exactly what she needs to do, right? Yeah, this pawn on e6 is protecting from any type of draw. And so, wait, let me think about this. So if we go here, if I give a check here and then they moves, nope, it just, the queen just protects everything. That's a problem. Yeah. All right, what if I go here, maybe I go here and just see if like we can get it. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get mated here. We're gonna get mated here any moment, right? Oh, all right. Never mind. I wasn't. I lost all hope and was desperately trying to do something and just completely ignored that. So that's the end of that. But we were not going to win that game, guys. That's okay. We did all right. I thought we did good. We got through 3 bots up to 1300 and just lost to our 1775. But maybe we'll have to give her another try because it seemed like it wasn't totally out of the realm of possibility that we could hang with her. But that's okay. I thought that was pretty good for a first try there, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that is the Halloween bots. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will talk to you next time.